Hello, hello, everyone. I am here. I am live. Sorry for the delay because Robbie and Z at Get Swamped got an emergency gator call today, and I was watching them and supporting them while they go save a gator. It was a 30-inch little gator. I don't know if it was male or female, but because it was under 4 feet long, Robbie relocates them to one of the lakes in the area where he is in Florida. And so he has delivered that beautiful little swamp puppy, as we call her, to the lake and let it go. And it will grow up and be part of making babies in the future, either by fertilizing a female or by laying those eggs to keep the gator population appropriate for the area. We're excited about seeing that. Robbie is one of the e-gator trappers who does not unalive gators just because they're gators. He relocates everything under 4 foot long, and anything over 4 foot long, he takes it home and puts it in his gator marsh so that it can live happy lives. So I got 3 boxes while I was away. I got my honey from the Honeycomber Club. I have my stuff here that I got from Flutter, and behind me is the stuff I got from Tammy. And oh my gosh, the amount of tape. I pulled everything out of the box because the box was taking up so much space on the table. And I said, you know what? While I'm watching Robbie, I'm just going to pull tape because I'm not lying. I am not lying. Tape that came off of these. And that's not all of it. That was just the first glob I could grab. Tape. But first, I'm going to taste honey. Because honey. And the Honeycomber Club sends you cards every time. And you can see it's honey. What is it? honeycomberclub.com. And they send you a card that tells you that's just some kind of information usually, but they also always send a recipe card for that uses the honey you received. This one used the hibiscus infused honey that is in this box, but it just gives you a little something to go with that. And I stick them in the box until I undo them. So this one comes with a spring blossom honey. And this is out of Hudson. MA is Massachusetts, I think. And it is a complex classic sweetness. Origin is from the fruit, herb, and spring blossoms in Massachusetts. Apple slices and toast is good for the pairing of this honey. Move this box over here a little bit. See if I can open them. My hands have been bothering me. Aha. This one is coming open. I've got some of these. They're makeup spatulas, but they're clean. They've never been used, so I'm going to use it. And this, the weather here is cold, so the honey is not running smooth. It is thick, but I'm still going to taste me a little bit of it. This one would be good on a biscuit. That is an American biscuit, or a scone if you're over in Europe. That one is tasty. It's a good clean, doesn't have any really heavy infusions of flavors in it. I like that one. One of those good clean tastes. Some of them have specific purposes because they have a really heavy taste. This one is the hibiscus infused honey, which is from Wisconsin, Delavan, Wisconsin. It is hibiscus hints in rich sweetness. The honey is infused with Jamaican hibiscus flowers for 2 weeks. and they think it would be good with the frozen hibiscus rose wine recipe that they provide. Honey glazed croissant. Oh, yes, that would be good too. But this one is a smoother honey, and it has a beautiful pink color to it. A reddish, purpley pink color. The hibiscus is not overpowering. It is usually I don't like a lot with the florals, but this one is not overpowering. Really tasty, but you can definitely taste the hibiscus in that one. Let's these back in here to go upstairs. This one is the wildflower honey out of Plano, Texas. It has a delicate and mild flavor. It's ethically sourced from Brazil and certified USDA organic. Good with cheese and crackers. Oh, this one's going to be more difficult for me to open. And there it goes. I feel it. Feel it letting loose. What happens is sometimes in the shipment, if any honey gets in the threads, it makes it really hard to open, especially once it gets cold. Usually I'll just run them under hot water to loosen that up. And this is another one that's really a smooth texture and really pretty golden color. Really beautiful golden color. I can taste the florals in this one a lot. But again, it's not overpowering. This is 3 for 3. Usually there's one of the honeys I either prefer more or I don't prefer. But this one, I like all 3 of these. I could see having a morning breakfast with all 3 of these out and just changing off which one is going on which bite of food. All 3 of these are good. And this one says it's good with cheese. So I might have to get me some cheese and crackers later. I love a good clover honey. When I was in California, my dad's friends, that's what they did was they did the clover honeys. And I absolutely love clover honey. Tammy, I got my box in, and I'm going to be opening that after I go through the stuff that I got from Flutter that's on my table. Let me turn on this other light, which is the phone light. Otherwise, it's going to be really hard to see some of these rocks because they are darker colored rocks. Come on. There we go. And why are you upside down? Come on, flip. It is going to make me undo my phone in order to do the light. Okay, I'm going to move you guys around just a little bit. I've got to release the phone, release it from here. Oh, lovely. I'm going to have to actually do more than that because my phone seems to be locked up. Hold on just a minute while I stop this so I can flip my phone upside down. Now it seems to be working. Okay. No, it isn't. Lovely. My phone is acting stupid. It is literally frozen solid. Let me see if that fixes it. Because it was connected. No. My phone is locked up. And if I stop the camera, it is not going to let me restart it. So I'll just have to tough it out without that extra light. Let me turn that, see if that camera comes back on. And did it? Oh, come on. Yes, it did. And where is my, no, my camera is somewhere other than where we are. Okay, I'm going to turn it off for a minute so I can fix this because it was just showing you everything except where I am. And that is weird as can be that it's doing this. And if it makes me restart my phone, I'm going to scream. Restart. Yeah, because it's not doing anything it's supposed to. Let's see if I turn this off. I don't know why my phone wants to be such a pain. Oh, but nothing else is working on my phone for some reason. It's rotating the phone as it should, but nothing else is working. Refresh. Reboot. Let me see if closing it and opening it back up fixes the issue. No. How do you do that if your phone is acting up and you can't use anything on it? How do you make it restart the phone? Reboot. 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 Yes. It asked me if it needed to restart it because I kept saying reboot. So I will have camera back shortly. So I will go ahead and fill you in on my weekend. I went to Texas for the weekend. My husband and I did. We were going to meet a gathering of friends, which we do every year. One group of those people are people who do the cleaning and taking care of leather, often called boot blacks. That's what we do. And so we took some stuff down for other friends of ours. That's why we had our trailer when we went over to Texas. And it was there Friday, and Jeff ran to the store to get us some stuff that we needed. So he just disconnected the trailer and he locked the hitch lock on it so that in theory people can't just take the trailer. And while he was gone, parked in front of our trailer where he should have been parked to hook it back up to the truck. And well, someone was parked there, so he couldn't repark there. And so he had to park somewhere else. So he did. And then Sunday, when he went to go get the trailer so we could leave, load everything up, start loading everything up so we would be ready for Monday morning, it was gone. The trailer was gone. So we did file a police report. I actually called them today and gave them the information on what trailer, on the VIN number for the trailer, so that they would know. Changed, because I rebooted it. The IP address for the camera changed. Start up. This task manager. So yeah, I had the title for it sitting at the house, because that's like they were asking me for it, and I'm like, that's kind of at the house. That's not exactly something, who keeps the VIN number for their trailer in their car? It just, I don't. And so here we are. And I checked with my insurance and found out that that would be filed through the homeowner's insurance. Homeowners is which covers theft of personal property. So I filed against my homeowners for that theft. And the policy I have says they will pay $2,500. And for $3,000, I can get a brand new 5x10 trailer that's 5 foot tall on the inside, which means we don't have to crawl on our hands and knees. So fingers crossed that the insurance comes through. So now I have this again, but it's been a horrible 2 months. We had to rent a U-Haul to get home. And when the other people that do the shoes and boots and leather care stuff, the boot blacks, heard this, they rallied together and everybody pitched in a little bit of money and they covered the cost of the rental. Because that's, it's just like our group here that comes from the Get Swamped community. We take care of our own. We had a trucker that got stuck because she lost her job and was stuck in a hotel with no way to get home. And we banded together and got the money to put her in the hotel room for a couple of nights, but also to secure her safe transport home. That's what we do. We take care of our own. I am blessed to be in multiple communities with that kind of behavior. So, and Flutter is here so she could see these pretties that I got from her. Oh yeah, I was going to turn my camera light on. That's what started all this. Me trying to turn my stupid camera light on. That right there. That's what started it. This stupid camera light. So you can see the red coloration in here. And it also has some little glitz and glitter that you can see. And the other side of it really is the darker, it's a grayish color, but it also has that shiny stuff in it. I think I need to clear out some space on my computer. Hold on a second. I think I have some. Oh yeah, my cache is loaded. Let me empty that, which gives the computer space to do things. And I don't have any oil right here that would be appropriate for this. And Flutter, fill me in on my brain, because my brain is like dead on what I bought. Let me see. Oh, if I pull up my list over here from Flutter. Jasper light. Thank you. And I know I got I got stuff from you more than once. Okay, hold on a minute. But this is a really pretty jasper light. I have multiples that I acquired. This is the one I really liked because it almost looks like it's been painted, like it has face painting on it. This nice stripe across here. Yeah, the red is the jasper. For sure. And
nice rock.
Topher walks by and says, nice rock. But that one has this line goes all the way around it. You can really see that red line across it. And then it has the red line here and it has some up here. And it has some shiny stuff on it. I have no clue what this. Okay, I think I'm back. Someone please confirm that I'm back. And I have to. I am back up because I can hear it on my phone. Let me turn that one off. Because the last thing I want is for my stuff to start repeating itself. Except I don't have camera. I wish there was a way I could make this just refresh the camera. But it doesn't do that. I have to completely shut it down. So let me redo this. Get my camera client back up. And tell this baby to connect to me so that I have camera again. Try this again. I have camera. Get that back. Okay, so this is the big pretty we were looking at. And I had noticed it had something shiny on here. Let me see if my blacklight flashlight picks it up. Not very well. Can you see it right here? And up here. That's pure hematite. Okay. So yeah, it's got these nice little vein. It runs all the way through here. It starts down here and it runs all the way up. And then there's a big piece here and a big piece here. There, and it runs around here, down through here. There's some more of it here. Comes across here. So yeah, there's some nice pieces of hematite vein on that one. I didn't even pay attention to this one. That's what the shiny stuff is, isn't it? It's the hematite in here. The sparklies are the hematite. It's like all through here. It has that beautiful sparkle. So next rock. Rock. Yep. This one didn't get open all the way. Well, that's another one of my odd rocks. I've got a couple of odd rocks. The camera has to move for this baby. Look at this. Just look at it. Isn't it beautiful? Oh. But the colors in it. Now, does chert black light? No. It doesn't have any special black light effects. It's just cute. It looks like a big chunk of muscle. Big slab of meat. Like throw it in the crock pot and cook it down, baby. It is beautiful. Obviously, this is not going to be tumbled to be all smooth and shiny like that stuff Lisa had. That's just not going to happen. Yeah, this one doesn't have any special black light effects, and that's okay. I love it the way it is. It is huge. It is heavy. Very heavy. I don't remember the exact weight on this one. Flutter weighed it so that we could do some shipping charge on it, so that at the end of the day, she got her dollars that she deserves to get for her going out and playing in the cold and wet to get us these beauties. These beauties were hand picked. I wished I had some. I have water. I do have pure water down here. I can stick my finger in some water. I'm not going to lick it like some people do, named Robbie. But you can see how much, when I oil it, how much that red is going to come out. It'll be so much more red. Well, yeah, because I like the weird crap like that. What can I say? And then we have this one. And some of these I need to put through the identifier and possibly send to people to figure out exactly what it is. So, yeah. Isn't it lovely? Nice little kickstand it has, so I can should be able to stand it up just like this, which gives it a nice display where this front edge will be displayed because it comes with its own kickstand. Don't know what it is, but I will do some investigations and I will have someone look at it also, because that's just really interesting. And that's what happens when you buy stuff and you don't know what it is. You're like, I'll buy this thing. And then there's this one. And this one has, it's greenish colored. Oh, yeah, that's what I didn't check. No blacklight stuff. No, nothing pretty, nothing spectacular on black for that either. Good. But this one has lots and lots of sparkle to it. And it has it looks to me like a really dark, deep green to it. So again, I'm going to do some investigation and see what I can find. And I will display these two little babies together until I figure out what they are. They're not little babies. Sorry, that's wrong. They're big. This one especially is huge. And I'll put a lid on it before and I have to empty a box before I can put these back in a box. So I'm going to move these babies back here. And they're going to hang out and watch while I open the pretties that Tammy sent me. And these are gorgeous. I'm loving this. I'm going to have to get the grandson to come down to carry this up because I cannot do that with my thumbs hurting me the way they have been. And oh, I met someone that knows body pains and joints, and he told me to have them check my C1 joint in my neck, because the C1 joint in your neck affects your hands here. Well, actually, he said middle finger too, so it affects this part of your hand. Your C1 joint in your neck affects this part of your hands. So it's worth a shot. You know, it was free medical information. It wasn't a diagnosis. It was, when you go to the doctor, ask them to check your C1, because the C1 is known for affecting hands in that thumb, pointer, and middle finger region, where you'll have pains, and when they check your hands, they'll say there's nothing wrong, but you have a lot of pain, and it winds up being the C1 out of alignment. And when they put that C1 back where it belongs, the pains in the hands disappear, which I wanted to tell Lisa that as well. So now on to a bunch of little lovelies that I got from Tammy. Let me see. I've got a little piece of paper here because I don't want to spill anything. And this one's talking about planting and stuff. And I don't, oh, that's what this is. You can plant this heart. This heart has seed stuff in it. And there's stuff in here. I don't know if it's rock or if that one is rock. I don't know if it came from the seeds or what. So I will plant everything. Oh. Look at this. It's spark. It has a couple of loose pieces on it because inevitably when things get shipped to you, things get broken. That is inevitable. I am used to that. So I actually have a container that I put all the little pieces and parts in that come out. When I get stuff out of and some butterflies. I'm not dumping this because there's a lot of little stuff in this bag. There's some little butterfly glitter stuff. And then there's some little pieces of crystal and everything still in here. So I will go through this and pull out the crystal. Anything that looks like it belongs to a flower, like a piece of a flower petal or something like that, will get moved over to the plant me bin. All the rest of the little stuff will go to the skull. The skull of miscellaneous little pieces of different stones. Anytime I have pieces break off, like this little fella here, this little chip, those will all go into the skull. I don't throw away any of my crystal pieces. Because if I did, I'd wind up throwing away the one little bitty piece that would bring me luck. So I don't throw any of it away. I keep it all. And I will sort through this later to separate what I know is seed stuff. And this was a thank you gift from Tammy. And so I'm going to put this all back in there. And again, what is going on with my phone? I don't know if it's my phone or my computer that's acting up, but this is pretty. So we will set him aside. I'm going to close this up and set him over here. I'll set these little guys over where this kind of stuff normally goes. Because usually it winds up getting stolen from me by one of the grandkids. Tammy, did you send multiple thank you gifts? I have 2 things that say thank you. This one I have not pre-ripped tape off. But it does seem that Tammy likes tape too. Just saying. This is just saying how well people pack the stuff you purchase. I make jokes about it. Well, gee, you didn't have to give me 5,000 feet of tape. But the reality is, this is how they keep our stuff safe. When I go pick up at Robbie's, he packs my stuff with all the tape. When I'm picking up, he packs it with tape. So I'm pretty sure when he delivers to Marcia, there's tape involved. And yes, I am weird in the way I do it because I try to salvage the bubble wrap as much as possible because I'm really big on not throwing away stuff that's perfectly good to use. And if I can reuse the bubble wrap, it's getting reused. That's just the way it is. It is absolutely going to get reused if it can be. If I don't reuse it, then Robbie or Lisa or whoever gets the next package will. I'm the one that will send someone a package. If I know they ship, I will when I send them a package of something, I will send a box bigger than I needed to send it, and I will load it with packing supplies. I can send Robbie something this big, and I'll put it in a box this big and thick packet full of paper or bubble wrap. One time, well, when I sent him, I think it was Z's chess set, someone had, Jennifer Mason, had sent me a package, and they put the rest of the roll of bubble wrap in as packing material, Jennifer Mason. And I wound up sending that to Robbie because he'll just use it to wrap up my stuff before he sends it to me or before I pick it up. Oh, pretties. I love pretties. Oh, sorry. Bubble wrap over here is gonna, my bubble wrap is gonna fall over, and I love this dragonfly. And I already know kids are gonna be robbing me. The kids are gonna rob me blind for some of this stuff. Oh, it's black and it's sparkly. If I can get it to focus on this and not everything in my background. Oh, I'm not complaining, Tammy, because, I get stuff and it has minimal breakage and some wonderful clear quartz and very, very clear quartz. I can see really well through these. Very clear quartz. And this is cut like the green calcite that Robbie had, but it's not green calcite. Oh, look at the colorations in this one. That's a pretty blue. That's an agate. Signing quartz, okay. Oh, singing quartz. Never mind. I read signing. You meant like this. I don't think anyone can hear them. They're not selenite. They just when they clink together, they make different sounds. And this looks blue on the camera, but it is green. I don't think I have any dragonflies. And a bottle of phantom quartz, which is always cool. And some stands. And some stands. So I will move these over here. My whole table's going to be full by the time I get done. And actually move these down. I'll use those as a use them as a marker. When I start hearing things hit the floor, at least I know it's not rocks. And I've absolutely been known to throw things to the floor. And now the goodies. I am restarting my, there it goes, on YouTube because it had stopped registering any chats, even though I can see on StreamYard, you are all chatting away. YouTube wasn't showing them to me, so I just refreshed it. I keep it up on YouTube as well so I can see what you see, basically. Yeah, the bottles are cute. I have another one that is supposed to be amethyst, but consider the source, I don't know. You know, sometimes just the opening of these packages, ow, my thumb, that hurt. Pulling of the tape can be ASMR on itself. I could do a whole ASMR video and just say nothing and just pull tape. And I've missed so many videos lately because I was gone. Haven't watched much of anything. That piece is messed up. I don't know that I'll keep it, but we'll see. Tammy uses a super duper sticky tape. My tape doesn't stick this good. Oh, look at this fluorite. From underneath it so you can see it through. This is put the white paper behind it. It is purple. It is clearish up here. It's got a greenish stripe through it. It is gorgeous. It has a little bit of a yellow tint up here. Yeah. Can you see it? One of my favorite fluorites is the purple, obviously, but I love it when it's banded like this and you can see all these different colors in it. And that little bluish color right down the middle, it makes it even more gorgeous. And now I need to go over and pull up my list. Have to pull up my list and say the purple fluorite tower. And mark it off my list as received. I actually keep a list of everything I purchase, and when it comes in, I didn't say it when I was doing the one from Flutter because I didn't have as many rocks, so it was easier to Yep, got it. Got my big banded one, got my huge chert, got my other rocks. So yeah, it was easy to do that. With Tammy's, I got a few more pieces than that. So definitely need to keep track of what came in. And I do it for multiple reasons. Sometimes when people are packing up stuff, they are not perfect. They may give you something that is not yours, or they may not give you something you should have had because it happens. You know, we're all human. And so when you're human and you're packing a lot of boxes, stuff happens. You don't get mad about it. You just go, hey, I didn't get this. One of my last boxes, I got something that wasn't mine, and I didn't get something that was mine. And by just being polite and opening my mouth, mine was located. It just so happened that mine and Marsha's piece got swapped. I have a piece that should be hers, and she has a piece that should be mine. And so she'll send mine to Robbie's. I'll take hers to Robbie's, and we'll be done with it. They'll get swapped out. I just put a little note on it so that when she gets it from Robbie, that she'll know that it is the piece that specific piece that was missing. So I keep track of my list, and as I unpack things, I mark them off the list. I'm trying to find the end of this. There it is. So I mark them off the list. So, you'll hear me talk about the list of everything I bought. And that's why. The list also helps me when I buy stuff and I'll be like, I don't know if I have that or not. And then I can go look. And this is not green fluorite. It's not Mongolian fluorite. It's not purple fluorite. This must be is this the kunzite? I have to look things up because I can't see from here. Or it's one of the giveaways. It looks like something I own, though. This reminds me of something I already have. And I'm really calcite. Okay. So this must have been in one of the giveaways. I would have to go back to the video to see that. But it's gorgeous all the same. Because it looks like I have a heart like this. So I'll be able to put them together and it'll look good. Bacon stone. Bacon, bacon, bacon. We love bacon. I love bacon to eat, but I love fluorite and amethyst, and I love pretty rocks. Even some that some people don't think are pretty. They're like so ugly they're pretty, if that makes sense. Yeah, I'm good with numbers sometimes, except for the lottery numbers. For some reason, I can't win over $20 in the regular lottery. That's the most I've won. And every time I win a little bit, I take it as a sign that bigger things are to come. I am pulling these, and I am not putting pressure on the actual package either way, because some of the towers can be fragile. And if you're flexing the package back and forth on it, it could cause this to crack and break. So we don't do that, because some stones are softer than others. And if you want to keep your pretty stones pretty, you treat them with respect. Keep your pretty stones pretty and in one piece. And Tammy is another one that uses this stuff. That first time I got some of it, I called it toilet paper, and then I was informed that This is standard wrapping paper for, it's used a lot with gems and crystals and stones. I thought it was bougie toilet paper, personally, first time I got it. But so this, I'm just going to have to go back and watch the video if I want to know what came from. Oh, look at that. I remember this. Oh, this is the Mongolian fluorite with the blueberry, I believe. Look at this. Look at the richness of this blue. Oh my goodness. And see, Tammy knows what this stuff was. Oh, so Tammy's is bougie toilet paper. Well, it looks just like the stuff that Kendra uses, except hers is an off-white color. That's all I got to say. The texture is about the same. So I guess whatever is more cost efficient. This is beautiful. I'm just going to have to go back and watch the video because I can't remember what's what. Is this the Mongolian fluorite with blueberry? It's pretty. That's what it is. It's pretty. And it's mine. Mine, mine. And so I marked that. Boom. Gotcha. How far I get into things today will depend on how fast I can get packages open. I got a razor knife here, and you know what would help is if I used it, because it cuts through a lot faster than those scissors do. I am a firm believer that the people that package these want to see how hard it is for people to open them. And I'm pretty good at opening stuff. I usually can find the beginning. And then if I can find the beginning, I can get the rest of it out of there pretty safe, you know, kind of thing. But some of these are harder than others. It's like I just try to find the ends, and they're not always easy to find. I'm going to tell Robbie he's going to have to up his game with this packaging thing. Because Flutter and Tammy have Robbie beat on this wrapping thing. Just saying. Okay, I can't do it. I'm going to have to cut through it. Because I'm too eager to get to my rock that's inside. And all crystals, gems, and all, they're all rocks when I'm talking. It can be the finest diamond. It's a rock. It's opal. It's rock. It's ruby. It's rock. It's emerald. Rock. It's all rock. And I know that they have classifications on what are rocks and gems and crystals, and they're all rocks in my brain. It's the generic form of it all. Kind of like saying everybody's human. We're all people. Ooh. Oh my gosh, this is so white. Oh, I can see through you. Oh, well, that gives it a weird color. But it's really light, and I'm trying to, I don't think you can see the light through it. I'm trying to figure out what, oh, I know what I can do. I got another phone over here. Wait a second. I did this before. No, I want the flashlight. Give me my flashlight. I think that's right. No. Flashlight. There it goes. Now you can see it. You see the redness in there? Look at that. It is darker in real life than what you're seeing. But holy cow. I don't think I've ever had a chunk. I've had small pieces. I have small pieces. I can't say I've had. I have smaller pieces. I've never had, and it's usually attached to something. So I didn't realize how lightweight it was. That is a beautiful chunk. And see, I can see it because I have a light that I think went off again. It did. There's a light right there, but it won't let you see how beautiful it is. But I have lights all over here. I have like 5 lights, and so I can hold it like this, and I can see slap through it. And it's just beautiful. Oh my gosh. What a chunk of amber. Wow. And based on the little pink coloration of this thing, I'm going to say this is a gorgeous little rose quartz sphere. Still going and going and going and going. Oh. I will fold up all this bougie paper and it'll get used in packing. This is neat because it's got the little ripple lines in it. I don't know if you can see that. You can see it looks like it's a little pinstripe paper. And what everyone needs if they are collecting gems, crystals, rocks, pretty rocks, the ones that have energies to them, is selenite. This is a selenite wand. Looks like a pencil. A nice little point over here. Looks like a writing pencil. I actually have a rock pencil holder. I'm hoping this fits in it because that would be really cool to be able to just drop it in there. This is selenite. And selenite is good for recharging your gems and crystals. So I have several pieces of it that I scatter throughout my collection to keep it nice and charged up. It is wrapped. This one was very well packed. It is, oh, thank you, Tammy. It is wrapped in a clear plastic because selenite is soft. It is a softer one. I could soak this in water and it would eventually dissolve because selenite will melt. So we package it really well with a lot of padding and wedge it in really well so it's not going to shift around or get banged around and get broken. And that one came through without any damage, which is a testament to Tammy's packing. A lot of us have gotten selenite and it be damaged. I am pretty sure that this is a package in here. Come on out. right out that tape. Yeah, because I can see the other taping in there. I didn't bite that tape. But see, they hide the ends of the tape. That's the problem. So you can't just grab that end and then start pulling that tape and giving people that wonderful sound. It is a black, and it has all kinds of different colors in it, because I wanted something that would match everything. And so that was my solution. I usually wear darker colors of polish. 99% of the time, it's some form of purple. But I knew I was not going to be wearing nothing but purple. I knew I was wearing other colors, and decided I should allow for that. And so I did. And the fingernails went over well. Everybody loved them. Got confused by the lady who used to have extremely long fingernails. Her fingernails were so long they would curve. And she's cut hers back to where hers are about the same as mine now. Oh, this amethyst is beautiful. Look at that. Sparkle. Looking at all these things, trying to figure out what I'm going to put with this pretty over here. Because he has to have a pretty display. And with his shape, he might be able to hold other things. So he's going to become a display piece in himself, holding other pieces. Put a lighter color on him. So yeah, he'll be part of he'll be on display as part of a display. It'll be really cool. Maybe your little sphere. Put you on that holder so you don't go wandering off into the floor. I can get back to starting to put more stuff into my cabinet. I found the box with the missing piece in it. I had a piece, it's an amethyst, and I knew I had it. I know what it looks like. I cataloged it. Couldn't find it when I started putting stuff up. So I stopped putting things away until I found it, because of how I'm putting things away. The heaviest of heavy goes on the very bottom shelf in the cabinet, which is wood, because I'm really worried about putting extremely heavy pieces on glass shelves, even though the glass shelves, in theory, should be able to handle it because of the thickness of the glass and the sheer weight capacity that that glass is supposed to be able to hold. That glass is supposed to be able to hold extremely heavy weight, and that was why I paid for it. I paid what I did for it. It was so that I had glass that could hold the weight of these stones. But then when I started putting stuff in the cabinet, I was like, no. The thought of putting a rock that weighs, several rocks that weigh, 20 pounds a piece or 10 pounds or whatever, but putting several of them on a glass shelf just made my brain go crazy. And when Tammy says she double wraps, she's not lying. It is truly double packed. She didn't just double wrap it, like wrap around twice. She completely wrapped it, taped it, then completely wrapped it and taped it again. Like, I am expecting minimal dust coming off of things because of that. And if there's anything more than that, it's because somebody dropped a box. Severely dropped the box. Because I think this box could have passed the 5-foot drop test, which is how I try to package things. I see pretties. Oh, so pretty. And I do the unwrapping so that you can see how well wrapped something is. Oh my gosh, this piece is unusual and pretty. And Tammy can say what it is if she wants to, because this is an amethyst plate. Okay. And I have a huge amethyst plate. And that the coloring on this is different. But it's not going to do anything under black light. Let me see if I can get it to show better. This light. No. Not really. It's not it's not purple. It's not purple. These colorations in here are like a blue-green color. Let me see if that's picking it up. Let me jump over to the other screen real quick. This is why I keep up the YouTube, so I can see what you see, because what I see on StreamYard is not the same as you see on YouTube. It has a blue-green tint to it, and that's really cool looking. And these little amethyst plates are really cool because they're a display piece on their own. But again, you can put something else with them. You can put something else on it to display it, to change it from just being just the amethyst plate to being a sphere holder. This one, I would probably put a little amethyst sphere on it. You could set other amethyst pieces with it. I have a huge, and I mean huge, amethyst plate I got from Robbie. So this is going to be, and this one is so clear to look through. I know you can't see, but on the back side you can see this greenish color. Isn't that cool? And you can see the color better on the back in the camera than what you can on the front. I can see it here just fine. The camera picks up the coloration in the back better. I'm going to stand the plate up here because it's not real thick, and so I don't want to drop anything on it. The amethyst plates usually aren't very thick. Just moving the one around that I got from Robbie, I have dropped several pieces off of it. And got frustrated with myself because of it, but it is what it is. That's all I can say. I didn't do anything to intentionally damage it in any way, shape, or form, but it happens. Now, when you unpackage your stuff, do you take time to try to take it apart like this, or do you just tear into it and rip it all apart? I don't know where it started. I started trying to get the ends of the tape and see if I could unwrap the entire tape. You nut it with scissors? Okay. Butter. Sorry. That just came out and it's funny. I just have to make sure my daughter doesn't come over here and look. She might try to steal something. You hadn't seen my amber. I'm good for now until she lays her hands on them, because what she does is she touches them, and if they vibrate, then she tells me how she has to have it because it vibrated in her fingers. That's how I lost my first dragon's blood. She touched it. I said, "Look at my pretty rock." She says, "It's okay." And I handed it to her, and she's like, "Oh, it vibrates." That is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Beautiful quartz. And I use quartz generically because amethyst, citrine, all of those are quartz. Their base element is a quartz. Their colors of quartz. Because citrine is amethyst. It's been heated to a high temperature, whether naturally or by man. But it's still quartz. But look at this. This piece here is the only piece which has its own look to it, but it's the only piece that doesn't have some crystal jutting out from somewhere. All the way, all sides of this just has something going on. And then it has a little reddish color right there going on. I got neutral, semi-neutral colored gloves to wear now. For now, sometimes. So now I have purple, black, and these, which are considered nude, which I don't consider them nude because I guess it depends whose hands they're on. You can see them have them, so they're not totally nude. Okay, that was all that I had already pulled out of the box. My grandchild put the box behind me so that I can access it. With my hands behaving the way they have been, or misbehaving, I didn't want to risk bringing this up and down from the basement because my workshop is in the basement. So I had Topher do it for me. He's a good kid most times. They both are. Topher is just older, and I always rely on him for muscle strength more so than Ollie. Ollie is the chef. I use Ollie for when I want something to eat. Topher when I need stuff moved. Yeah. I use them for their biggest skill set. He's like, "Couldn't you get Ollie to come down here?" And I said, "Ollie has to fix dinner." Ollie feeds me. Use your muscles, young child. I have to replace a pair of my scissors. My spring broke in them. Oh, look how pretty. That is a beautiful pinkish, slightly hint of purple in there. I don't know how well it's going to show. But it was showing how pretty the color was. And that's that. That's the kunzite. That I didn't think I had any of, and then realized I have 2 pieces sitting at Robbie's. I only checked my catalog to see if I had it, and it wasn't in my catalog yet. Because I don't have possession of it, it doesn't get put in the catalog. Isn't that pretty? It has a very slight, it's pink with a slight purple tint to it, if that makes sense. And I will be able to fix him something up so he can stand up and look pretty. Just look pretty, baby. Look pretty. Oh my gosh, the amount of rocks. My family is going to disown me. Well, if they disown me, does that mean they'll move out of my house so I have more rooms to put rocks in? See my thought process here? Because it's my house. So if they disown me for my rocks, they got to move out of my house. Yeah, that works. Topher won't leave because he wants to inherit the rocks. He has already laid claims to that. He told Ollie, well, Oliver, if you're getting the antique dishes, I'm getting the rocks. Which includes the marble top table because the marble falls under a rock category. So Topher will get my marble top table that was my mother's and my entire rock and gem collection. And Ollie will inherit all the old dishes, including my mom's wedding dishes. So both of the children get something that was my mom's. Tammy gives like cute little, lots of extra stuff. Because most of this stuff is not what I paid for. But I did win 2 free. I did win 2 of the giveaways. So, which was unexpected. I was having a bad day. The good part of my day was getting some pretties, beating Robbie out on a piece of fluorite. And getting pretties and winning twice. I got to quit playing the second time when I win after I've won the first one. Well, all the items will be appreciated and loved and displayed as if they're $1 million pieces, each and every one of them. Hello, you beauty. I believe you are one obsidian sphere. Just one huge chunk of darkness. And I know I got an obsidian sphere, so I'm going to say that's obsidian. And Tammy had some rockin' awesome stealer prices, I will say. which caused me to spend money I wasn't planning on spending on rocks, but that's okay because I love them. I just want to see them. So I'm guessing that means you figured out the cutting process. Because the last time we talked, you got them, and you were talking about how you're supposed to cut them, and it's like, it's like, we'll practice. I know. That's the kunzite hanging out on top of the church. They're best friends now. Can't you see? They're like friends. They're buddies. They're like, I look good with you. Let's hang out. Which, when I put the cabinet together, that's how they might wind up, is together, because, there will be some kind of madness to my method in the cabinet. So there may be some color coding of things going on because I'm weird like that. I'm going to try really hard to mix it up. With my spheres, I have to, because all spheres go together type thing, based on their size. Oh, crap. I just threw a sphere in the floor. Get back here. I have no idea what this beauty is. But he just took off. Just took off running from me. Oh, Amazonite. That's what this one is. And it is more green than what that is. Oh, okay. YouTube is showing the color better than StreamYard is for me. Yeah, I just jumped out of my lap and took off rolling down my legs. That's the funny part, because I put my legs together trying to catch it. And when I did, it just created it, rolled straight down on the top of my legs, just went bloop, all the way to my feet. But, oh, look at that. I mean, obviously you can see my lights in the top of it, but it's just pretty. There's some flash in there. I don't know how well you can see it. Like right through here, I see some flash that's just, see it? Oh, you can see it down here. That's right, up here. See that, how it's flashing? It actually looks almost like a piece of satin. That flash looks like you're moving satin, is how it looks for me. Yay. You got to excuse my hands being everywhere because I talk with my hands. I think it's the French bloodline from my grandma's family. I think my grandma was like second generation or something like that, French. Might have been third. I can't remember, but I would have to go look it all up. But yeah. Several families that were related came over. It was interesting listening to my grandmother talk about it. And we're trying to get documentation to back up the words. Ouch. I mean, there's some stuff we know about our bloodline, other stuff we think we know. My mother, in building the family tree, was going to graveyards to get information if she couldn't find it in the historic documents where we live, which they did have a lot of historic documents from the births of people and their heritage, where they came from. Some of that stuff was lost in the hurricane. Luckily, they had already digitized a great portion of it, and so it was actually on a backup drive out of the area. A scepter for my collection. Yay! I have a collection of amethyst scepters. And this one is just going to fit right in. I like looking inside of them because it's like the outside is smooth and the inside may look like it has a crack in it, or an air bubble or a water bubble or whatever. It has just imperfections inside. And I love that. They make it where when you turn it, its face changes. And I love that. I absolutely love that about it. Oh, Tammy, don't be sorry that your packing is hard on me. It's better than everything being shattered. If you didn't pack so well, I might not have this beauty here, this beautiful fluorite sitting here in one piece. Same thing as these rocks that Flutter sent. If she had not well packed them, they might not have survived in one piece. And if I showed you the boxes, you would understand why. The boxes, while they did survive in one piece, both boxes were heavily damaged. So do not complain about your packing, because your packing is probably the only reason why these are still in one piece, because it surely was not the handling of the package that made it arrive in one piece. The handling of the package was horrific. Yes. Even with fragile stickers. Fragile stickers means don't drop it from 20 feet, drop it from only 5. That's why you'll hear me refer to the 5-foot drop test. That's what I was told is when you package something up that's fragile, it should be able to withstand a 5-foot drop, is what I was told. Because inevitably that is exactly what will happen. The only way it won't is if it's such a big thing that there is absolutely no way absolutely no way for them to pick up the package, that they have to like really hand carry it and stuff. They can't throw it on the transporters and stuff like that, odd shapes and stuff like that, because if they can toss it, they're going to toss it. I watched them delivering medications marked as medications in glass vials and watched them throw it across my yard to my front door. Oh my goodness, this is a beauty. I have a thing about clear. Don't know why, because it's like colorless, but it's a beauty because you can do so much with it. And this one has so many different cuts in it. I have found some like on Amazon that look really pretty, but I already know 99.95% of the things you get on Amazon that say they're real are not. You see it right there. Yeah, exactly, Jennifer. And actually, that's what it was. And my husband, when he was on dialysis, my late husband, he had 3 different kinds of insulin that was provided to us for his dialysis. Plus, he had the insulin he had to take in his body. So that's 4 different types of insulin sent in these coolers with plastic bags that are cooler bags, freezer bags. And they threw it across the yard. Well, I'm getting down to not having so many to open. I mean, make me a little space over here for that one. And then there's this one. And then I can use this box to package everything up. So I have 3 more to go. And I also have this thing about I unpack usually from small to large. Yeah, I am very careful by from whom I buy. And some people can get offended about it or not, but it's like, Tammy, I checked with our people to make sure that you were legit and you weren't selling Amazon and wish.com stuff, because I didn't know you, and so I asked the questions of, yeah, I know Tammy has stuff, is this legit? And was told, oh yeah, that's legit stuff. And it's like, oh, okay, then I can buy from Tammy too. So, so I vet who I buy from. I don't just buy from someone because they say, oh yeah, I got good stuff here, want to see? So he's getting the neuropathy in his legs. That means he should probably have, if he takes a bath or shower, well, when he takes a bath or shower, I should say, he might need to get someone to start checking the temperature, unless they have the hot water tank at the house adjusted so that he cannot scald himself with the water. And the reason why I say that is because I had someone in the family he got neuropathy, and he was a stubborn butthead. And so he had his hot water tank turned up to the hottest temperature possible. And he, because he's a smartass, he wouldn't let anyone run his bath water for him. And he gave himself 1st and 2nd degree burns with water on his legs while setting up his bath. And when his legs started to blister, he decided he should probably get out of the tub and get it checked. And then his sister went in, because they lived together. His sister went in and checked and was devastated at just how hot the water was. She claimed it was boiling. It was almost boiling temperature. So yeah. And looky here, this one actually has a label to tell me what it is, so I don't have to say, Tammy, what is this you sent me? This is, and I will keep this with it because I will catalog, when I catalog it, it is calcite, marcasite, Linwood Mines, Buffalo, Scott County, Iowa, USA, from 2020. And it has that sheen to it that I love. You can see the different colorations in here. Here you can see those darker colorations coming up through it. Ain't it pretty? So yes, our house, the hot water tank is hot, but it's not hot enough to cause damage to your body, so I don't have to worry about my husband. But that was the tag that came with it. And I shall pull a piece of tape. I use this tape because it does not leave sticky residue on things. It is painter's tape. And so I can do this to keep this together, and then I can pull it off later. That's just really pretty. I have to put this one as a go-between plate where my marcasite and azurite is. Get down. 2 more to go. Actually, that might have. No, I don't think that's going to make that show up any better. No, not really. You either see it, you can either see it or you can't. I don't know. Just dark. One day I'll have a professional setup to do videos. But right now I'm using my phone as a camera. Because the only other thing I have down here is my laptop. And if I use my laptop camera, all you're going to see is my face. My no makeup, hair up in a bun. And that is not going to help you look at pretties. And the reason why I have it set up the way I did is so you can see my pretties, especially when I'm making things. Which, by the way, Garrison Caps were very well received, to the point that he threw another $75 my way as a tip. And I am to take the rest of this blue hide and roll it up and put their name on it, because he needs to see what else I can make him. Yeah. When I put the hat on her head and she goes, I knew I won. She squeed. That meant I won. And then I said, can I take a picture of you wearing one of them and use it as a picture for advertisement? And she said, yes. And I said, okay. The lady who will call herself Blue Frost often is going to be my model. Yay. I like when people said, yes, use my image. I will be your model. All that means is later on I'll give them a discount on something. Whew. That was a hard thing to get out of there. See, when Robbie's in the room and I see pretty pieces of fluorite, I jump up in a heartbeat to claim what I want, because Robbie has a love of fluorite as well. And yeah, catching a pretty piece of fluorite before he does sometimes is a challenge. And I did score one piece that he wanted from Tammy, which I believe is what I'm unwrapping right this moment. Which means I have to send him a picture and tease him about it. Because this piece is phenomenal. I don't know if it'll... My light is not going to... It was not going to light it up like it needs to be lit up. Like it deserves to be lit up. Excuse this weird phone. You can see through it. This is a stunning piece. Well, actually, I think I claimed this when he first came on so that he couldn't claim it. And then he went to claim this one and I claimed it. And then he keeps talking to me and calling me up, Tori stole my fluorite. But that's what I do. I love this piece. It is the slightest purple. It is just the slightest purple. And yes, he has reminded me about 4 or 5 times that I stole his fluorite. He has. Absolutely has. Because that's what he does. He has to tell me how I stole it from him. And I'm not... That one will sit right there. But only because that one's there. I'm just doing it because I have one more piece and it's bigger. And this is a heavier rock. It's a heavy. What did I get that was so heavy? Tammy, what did I buy that was so heavy? Did I buy something heavy or did you just send me something heavy? Because you're like, Tori needs this heavy piece of rock. Because Tori likes pretty rocks. Oh, the thunder is rumbling over here. Oh boy. It's the Hulk. Oh. Yeah, well, see, Robbie teases me all the time with stuff that he knows I can't get. He'll pull up, stuff that he knows is well outside of my budget. Like them damn wings he has at his house that I couldn't afford if I wanted to. Maybe if I hit the lottery, but then I still wouldn't have a place to put it. And he will tease me with those. And, oh, look at this. Tori, look at this, and then remind me how he's going to go up and see Eric and them, that he's going up and seeing all the beautiful rocks up there with the gym guys and everything. It's like butthead. Every time he gets a huge piece of amethyst, he likes to send me pictures of it. And I'm like, oh, that's pretty, Robbie. How much is it? And he goes, it's not for sale. It's mine. And I'm like, just shop then. Don't show me pictures of stuff I can't buy. This one is named Hulk. I don't know what it is right now, but it's Hulk because it is heavy. And it is green. And this is that's right. That's the first thing on my list. This is actually what I bought first to stop him from getting it. I'm in. It is a light mint green. The flashlight I have is not going to give it any woo-woo that way. Let me see if the camera light helps me any. Well, that light turned off. That is not what I wanted to do. Give me my light action. It is mint green fluorite. It is gorgeous. I don't have this color yet. I do now. I did not have this color until now. Yeah, I need to start looking at YouTube to see how well it looks instead of trying to look on StreamYard, because on StreamYard it just doesn't. It just doesn't. And so now I've got this fluorite and this fluorite, and I've got this beauty here with the blueberries, and I got this pretty here. Let me see if I can. I'm trying to make it switch over to my Droid Cam. There it is. Four pieces. 4 pieces that are just, that green is beautiful. This purple is delightful. Just delightful. This has got the blueberries. It says it's a fluorite. My list says it's a fluorite, at least. It says it's a Mongolian fluorite with blueberries. There, that's what it says. And then this fluorite that he absolutely wanted, that I just stole off from out from under his fingertips, because that's what I did. And then I've got this beautiful clear specimen. Okay, but wait, here, let me do this right. I picked this one. This is the green fluorite I picked to buy. And then I picked this one, which is the Mongolian with the blueberries. And then I beat Robbie out of this beautiful fluorite tower. And then I got this piece of fluorite. People are going to think I have this thing about fluorite and purples. And then I bought this beauty, this kunzite. Trying to get perspective here. Oh, I don't have to move him. Haha, that was funny. And then I bought this Amazonite. And I bought this obsidian. So on this paper is what I bought from Tammy. So the 4 pieces here, and then these 3 pieces, which you can't see all of because they're up there. Hi, Shane. So this is what I bought from Tammy. And all this other stuff, this tower, the selenite wand, this beautiful specimen, this beautiful amethyst plate, rose quartz, this beautiful clear specimen, amethyst scepter, a piece of amethyst there. I think this is black amethyst. Looking at it, because I can see purples over here, and then it goes to the black and grays. And this little pretty here. And this beautiful amber. And this beautiful dragonfly. Everything's beautiful today. This amazing agate. With beautiful striations on it. These singing crystals. And a jar of phantom quartz. So all this stuff that is not, not on the white paper is what that came in the giveaways or thank you gifts. So this is what I bought, and this is what was given to me, extras. Back here are what I got from Flutter. This huge, huge, beautiful chunk here of chert. And this is the red jasper with the hematite. So it's jasperite. That's my big chunk of it. Here is a long piece of it. And when it is wet, the red comes through even more. So these will get oiled so that they display their beauty more so. And then I have mystery rock, which these are a very dark green in here. And then this looks like it could be 1 or 2 different kinds of rocks on here that are brown tones, that they're mystery rocks as well. So this is my catch of beauties that I got from Tammy and Flutter. In addition to my honeycomber box I opened today, which was absolutely delicious. Tried those 3 types of honey. And then let me pop on over to here. As I said, I delivered the 2 Garrison Caps this past weekend. And she She absolutely squeed when I put it on her head, which made me feel so good. And said I could use her as a model. So because she said I could use her as a model, I can show her wearing one of them. I just want to put these in a V. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Present. Just that one. And she wore the one that has the extra piping at the top. And she was wearing a beautiful white dress and just looked gorgeous wearing it. I mean, they still have the wrinkles from travel in them. But she loved them. That was the important part. Whether or not her and her husband loved them. That was the only people that mattered on earth. Do they like them? If they like them, then I love them. That's just my philosophy on the way it goes. With it being they're the ones that paid for it. If they like it, that's all that matters. It doesn't even have to be something I personally would wear. Let me see. I have wrong way on those pictures. I have a picture from the back of it too, or at the side. Let me see. I know I have one from one of the sides. It looked really good. That must be it there. Copy image. Pop on over to my screen here. Pop it on there. And it fit her really well. It fit down on her head the way she wanted it to. And that's what's important. It was able to fit on her head the way she wanted it to. And, it needs some time to be unpacked and set out and stuffed and let it take shape the way they need it to be. But the fact is that it looked gorgeous on her. And the blue matched the blue that she needed it to match. And that's what matters. She did not wear the other one because she was wearing a different outfit, different color setup the second night we were there. But she wore it. She loved it. I loved it. She loved it. And that's what mattered. I wore my top hat a lot over the weekend. And actually, I wore it every day. And I had some people question about that, about the possibility of getting a hat from me or a bag from me. And anytime someone said something about getting a patch made or something, I told him to go talk to Shane because that's what he does. That's not my thing. That's his thing. Shane does clothing. I am hoping to get some commissions. I was asked about a few styles of hats that I do make and a few styles that I have not made yet, but will make. Gave them out my cards and said, absolutely contact me. Let's see what we can work on. Let's work it out. With the trailer getting stolen, commission money will go towards that. Anything the insurance company does not pay, my commission money will pay so that I can I'm going to get a bigger trailer than what we had before, simply because the old one, the only way I could get in it was on my hands and knees. And I can't do that. So I couldn't even get in the trailer really anymore. Um, but if I get enough money to replace the trailer with a bigger trailer that I can stand in, and replace the stuff that was in it. I mean, it had my good hand truck in it. It had the hand truck that you could use. You could use it the way you're supposed to, upright, but it would also lay down, so you could put luggage across it and use it to carry luggage to your room. So it was a more expensive model of hand truck. My cargo bars and my hanging bar that I had installed in it. Um, that was the only thing that was in it. So it was minimal stuff. Thank you, Tammy. I'm going to have fun with all of this. I can't wait to get it all cataloged. But you know, I'm thankful that it was our trailer that got stolen and some of the other people that had trailers that were there, because they were vendors that were selling stuff, and their trailers had a lot, think tens of thousands of dollars of goods in their trailer still. And had one of their trailers gotten stolen, then a lot of their livelihood would have been stolen. For me, it was an inconvenience. It was $300 of renting a trailer, which a group of people banded together and raised the money by everybody pitching in a little to cover that cost. So it didn't cost me anything out of pocket to rent the trailer to bring the stuff home that I needed to bring home. And it gave us a 4-day rental, so we don't have to return it until Thursday. So now we have 2 people's stuff in it that we can go return at our leisure tomorrow and Thursday morning and get that stuff done. And then, like I said, I got in with the insurance company today and went ahead and filed the stolen goods report with them. It's really, I filed the hotel called the police, so I filed the report. But the guy's like, "What's the VIN number?" And I'm like, "I don't know. That's in my file box at home. It's not something I would have handy. I don't carry my VIN numbers around with me, and since the trailer was stolen, I can't give you the VIN number off of it." So I called them today after I got in the file box, because we didn't get home until after 8 o'clock in the morning. It took us 16 to 18 hours to get home when it should have been 12, 13 at most. It should have been a 12-hour run. And with the weather being as horrific as it was, traffic was moving 45 miles an hour in a 70-mile-an-hour zone through the majority of the trip. So, yeah. And my husband started to drive. I drove a few hours in the middle, and then he drove the end of it so that I could sleep, because it was get home and start working. And so that's what I did. And, and so while I was working, I went ahead and pulled my file box and pulled the title for the trailer out, called the police department, updated them with the VIN number so they can finish the police report. They gave me the number for the police report. So I went online and filled out the paperwork to file a claim, because my homeowner's insurance covers theft of personal property, such as a trailer. The car insurance does not. My car insurance and my homeowner's insurance is the same company, and so it was really easy to check between the two. So it's covered under homeowners up to $2,500. I can replace the trailer with a bigger trailer, with a 5x10, for $3,000. If they give me $2,500 of that, I have a little bit of money set aside now already, and I know I have some commissions coming in. that the rest of that money will get put away easily to finish paying off that trailer, because I'm trying this new thing. It's called use any more credit, just pay for things. Stop putting things on credit, pay for things. So that's what I'm doing. I don't want to carry a note, not even $500. I would rather just pay it off. So I've got some commissions coming in. All the money from those commissions will go into the account for the trailer. As soon as they give me insurance money for the trailer, I can contact the guys about that and get me a new trailer. I am probably going to get the grandchild to draw me some artwork that can be blown up and painted on the side of the trailer to make it unique. There will also be a cable lock system where the tongue of the trailer will be cable tied to the tires. So, and there will be, the things they put on tires to stop you tires from rolling when you're parked where you're not supposed to. Yep, I can't remember the name because the name just fell out of my head. I haven't had enough coffee today, I guess. And my computer just went black. Oh, cool. There it is. Let me see. Do I have, is my cat, this is my old computer. So, I have to baby it a little bit more. Yes, tire chocks. Thank you, Kimberly Mills, and hello. So I'm going to get some tire chalks, some custom tire chalks of my own. Probably paint them obnoxious fluorescent purple or something like that. And I'm going to have tire chalks on both of my daggum tires. And I'm going to have them bitches cable tied to the tongue of the trailer so that someone cannot steal my daggum trailer. And I'm going to have it painted custom job with my grandchild's artwork on it, which I will have photos of, so that if anyone even attempts to steal it, I can go, here's the photos of it where my grandchild did the artwork. I am going to go inside of it. I'm going to add some anchors for tie down anchors. And I'm going to put in a hanging bar or two. And I'm probably going to, if I do that, anything like that I'm going to have to go back into it and add sealant to any place I put a hole to make sure it's super sealed. I'd already told my husband, as soon as I get it, the first thing I'm going to do is get the ladder set up done so that I can get on top. Obviously, I'm not climbing on top of the trailer. I will be on a ladder next to the trailer and add sealant to every seam, every screw, or whatever. Reseal everything to make sure that it is sealed 100%. Then go inside of it and rhino liner the inside of it after I've put all my anchors in. So it'll have that plastic rubberized plastic coating on the inside of it to keep it all nice and safe and happy so that it'll last a long time. And I'll redo my hanging rod like I had the other one, because I had it where when you're at the back of the trailer, you could add the clothes to it, pull a rope, and it would push all the clothes from the front of the trailer all the way to the back, or from the back of the trailer all the way to the front. So they were hanging in the frontmost part of the trailer. And then pull the rope the other way and you can bring them all back to where the door is. So Flutter, when you cut up a Euperlite, there's pretties on the inside. So there's a slight possibility that the person stealing the trailer, which I still hope they hit a pothole and blow out all their own personal tires, has made it possible for me to get a bigger trailer. Yeah, Marsha, that's my new thing, is trying to just stash cash for going on like that, and take the philosophy, if you can't pay for it right now, you don't need it that much. Um I'm just trying to think of not being in massive debt when I decide to retire one day in my future. Well, I have one Uper light that doesn't have a lot of glow on the outside of it, so I was wondering if it would have some on the inside. And that's what I was thinking about, busting it open to find out. I mean, what's the worst that can happen is I wind up with 2 rocks instead of 1. So I'm okay with that. Yeah, the frustration of not of my husband yet again having to come in and tell me bad news. He was the one that told me about the bad news of my automobile being okay. My camera just blacked out on me, didn't it? It just like died. This is insane. Let me see if I can. Yeah, it the camera app is still working. It's just not interesting. It just isn't working. Now let me see if I turn it on here again. I do not see it there. I see it here. I'm trying to see if it comes up on, if it's just StreamYard that's blacked out, or if it's blacking it out on YouTube as well. Yeah, see, YouTube is showing a picture where my hand is in one place, even though I'm moving my hand. So something between StreamYard is not working. It is frozen. Let me see if I play with it, if it'll. Haha, I think I may have fixed it. Yes, I fixed it. Just have to wait for it to catch up on YouTube, because I look like I'm spastic just holding my hand in one spot. Yes, there it is. Yeah, what I did was I went over to you. I went into the camera settings and changed which camera it was looking at, and then changed it back to the correct camera. So yeah, I am very happy with my rocks I collected. This one is more beautiful than I thought it was going to be. This my little light skinned Hulk, because he's light green. He's not dark green. He's light. He's a light green. And this piece here, it's, I don't know if you can see it. It from here it looks like it's whiter than the rest of it. It's lighter colored, like as if it's a piece of ice sitting on top. And I'm trying to get it to show it, and it is just not going to show it. I can see it. It's beautiful. I can see it with my naked eyes. I can't see it on camera. I can't get it to show on camera, which is frustrating. But this piece right here, it just looks like someone took a dome of ice and just laid it on top. But it has that same effect as these pieces on the side, that these light pieces on the side. It's the same, but it is a gorgeous. It is an absolute gorgeous piece, and I feel like I stole it. That's all I gotta say. And I wonder if I shine a light in this hole. I got a phone here that has no service on it. It's just a phone. It is an iPhone. I hate iPhones. There's a reason I hate iPhones, but That's personal. And does it shine through it? Get into hole. I can see it some in here. The light shines in some. So if I got an actual brighter light to put in there and put it further in there, because this light only sits on the outside, you know, it's a phone, for crying out loud. But I think if I put a light in there, because you know, you got this hole here and it goes down in there pretty deep, that I think it would light it up if I got, you know, those little string lights, little bitty lights that are really bright. Stuff one down up in there, stuff a couple of them up in there and light it up. Oh, you need French drains around the building to force it to drain off everywhere else except in your basement. I lived in a house that had that problem. Now let me see what's not. Oh, that one's too heavy. That one I'm gonna have them carry up on its own. Actually, I still might split this into 2 boxes to carry upstairs, because the last thing I want is to damage things. And I am using some of this foo-foo paper, bougie paper, to protect these, even just transporting them from one floor of the house to the next. I am not risking these things getting broke up, because I like my collection more than that. Last thing I want is a broke up collection because I was stupid and not careful. We will not talk about the thing I did break because I wasn't being careful, and I could have kicked myself in the butt for it. Luckily, we're not talking about something that was worth $500, like some of my things are. Luckily, it was a lesser expensive piece of stuff that I broke, and it wasn't a total loss, so makes it a little easier on me to, you know, to handle it. But I'm moving these out of the way because it is near impossible for me to pull out the shoe purse if I don't move rocks. Yeah, I do have a full basement, but the house is on a hill, so I don't have that kind of problem. And also when it even when it floods here, because of the elevation of my house, it floods only in the woods behind the house. It has never come into the mowed part of the lawn. So we're thankful for that. Oh, this is a very, very long piece here. I still think my little dragonfly is cute. This will get all this paper upstairs too for me to fold up for Robbie. Or for Flutter or whoever gets their next box from me, which I have boxes that need to go out. All packing supplies left at the house when I go to Florida will get thrown in the Tahoe, and either Lisa or Robbie will wind up with them. Yeah, see, my house, the front of the house looks like a 2-story because it is. The back of the house looks like a 3-story because of my basement is a walkout basement on the back side of the house. So we have a pretty severe slope going on here. And The whole yard is like that. So I don't have flat yard. There's nothing flat about my yard. I have ideas. I'm looking. The leather is what I'm going to have to get. Definitely. Making the submarine, I got that. I don't have any yellow, like submarine yellow. That color, I don't have it. So that I'm just going to have to find some of that. I need to determine how big of a piece do I need, and if I just want to buy a small portion just for that, or if I need if I need to buy a whole hide. Need to buy a whole hide. That's funny. I don't need to buy a hide, but doesn't mean I won't. You know what? I'm gonna wrap this by itself. Because yes, I am going to make a yellow submarine piece that can be clipped onto a bag or purse or something. If I were packing these up to ship, trust me, I would be packing them up much better than I am. But I am literally, they're going to be carried in a box up the stairs. One floor. But I probably will go in and make sure that the perimeter of the basement is not catching any water. And if it is, go ahead and cut in a good French drain if there's not already a system here for that. I've been in the house since 2018. We've not had any problems whatsoever, knock on wood. Doesn't sound like wood because of the metal that's attached to it, but yes, I did knock on actual wood. The top of my sewing machine cabinet is wood. It's a big chunk of wood. And people that know me for sewing are probably kept running in here and going, "What the heck? She's playing with rocks." But we bought the house knowing that there's a creek in the back. I did inquire about flooding, and the family that lived here said that they've never had it in the proper yard, only in the woods, which the wood is part of the property. It's 1.5 acres, and about an acre of it is woods. So I call the half acre that's mowed the yard. The rest of it is the woods. My woods, but yeah. I can bring the empty Tahoe over, Marcia, and help you. Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. Marcia has some pretties in her garage. I need to tell Marcia's daughter I'll take anything off her hands that she doesn't want. Marcia not only unpacks stuff, but she catalogs it too. She gets things ready for the grandchild, who appreciates every rock he gets. But I would be happy to come help you unload that stuff, Marcia. Yeah. I'll call your daughter and say, Hey, you want this ugly rock? Did your grandson want this ugly rock? I mean, does your son want this ugly rock? And then she says no. And I say, okay, I'll take it off your hands and get rid of it for you. I am kidding. Where is that, Kimberly? And if you tell me it's in Georgia and I'm supposed to know where it is, I don't. I don't know where anything is. I live here. That's about it. I know where Atlanta is. That's what I know. Oh, the Albanese factory. Oh, well, you can tell them to give you some gifts of that stuff and just send it to me. The delivery of the pretties. Yeah, my grandchild, my Topher, likes my rocks. It's like when I'm unpacking stuff, he'll walk through here and say, "Nice rock." What he did earlier, because he knows one day these will all be his rocks. And he doesn't get a big collection. He has a small collection. He does not get a big collection while he lives here because there's only room for one big collection and there's not really room for that. So I win. What am I going to do with all these things? Oh, yeah, I'm going to put them in a cabinet and display them. And some of these, I'm not padding them so that they won't get broke. I'm padding them so they don't bump into something else and break it. So it's basically putting padding along their sides to keep everything else safe. Because sometimes that's what you have to do. That amber just still blows my mind that it is such a light weight specimen. It just blows my mind. I got someone sending me messages. Shh. I get text messages on my computer, just so you know. So I can be looking at my computer and all of a sudden it tells me I got a message. It'll tell me if I got a picture message or, and I know who sent it, but that's beside the point. I still like the way this one has this shape in the back here, the way it comes out, that makes it where it's just got a natural stand. It's a natural stand either way. I can put it dark side up or dark side down. It's got a stand. And I just think that's like freaking cool. It's got its own kickstand. He doesn't need a kickstand. He's got one. Let me see if I have it. Oh, yeah. These two I will put in. This one I'll just put by itself. Anyway, I got to put these little bitties in there first. I love these crystals. I'll have to put them where they can be taken out and used so they can be appreciated for what they are. and set them on top. I don't want anything on top of them. I just think this is cute. Is this one? Oh, it does open. Little pieces of phantom quartz. I think 99% of rocks are agates or quartz. It's a quartz or it's an agate, one or the other. But are agates quartz? Or a quartz agate? Yes, go ahead and work on those stones and we'll see you on Lisa's. Absolutely, Flutter. I will catch up with you. Because Lisa comes on at 10. It is now 9 o'clock already. So I'm not even going to get to the shoe purse today, but I am going to get to the shoe purse on Thursday. I absolutely will do the shoe purse on Thursday. It's the one I was working on before. And had to stop when the Garrison Caps came back for resizing. So I will get back on that. And that'll be my next accomplishment. I probably will pull that out and still and look at it. I'm going to have to get the kids to bring me a bag because I don't think this Walmart bag is big enough. We're sticking all this bubble wrap in. I might need 2 or 3 of these bags. Because obviously I don't want to squish it so hard it pops the bubbles. That's the last thing I would want to do is pop the bubbles of the bubble wrap. Because then it cannot be reused. But in Tammy's package, there was also some she put pretty tissue paper in the top of it. On the aqua spectrum of things. And those will get tossed into a bag to go to Robbie or Lisa. All of this kind of stuff gets reused. I don't throw anything away like this. This is it's just, it goes against my brain. It's part of my ADHD stuff is you can't throw away things that are perfectly good. This is perfectly good paper. I cannot throw it away. It is not trash. My husband, on the other hand, can. He'd be like, that's trash. You ain't using it. It's trash. Like, no. Same thing with all these pieces of padding paper. They will still get repurposed. In my reality, I see it as if I send over $20 worth of packing supplies that were used, so they're reusing packing supplies. Save Robbie $20. That's $20 towards a new building for one of the animals, or a new pen for an animal, or animal food, new hooks, $20 towards a new rod. For their gator trapping. That's the way I see it. Any dollar I can save him is a dollar towards the rest of what he does there. So that's how I approach it. But I am going to check some of these companies that sell on Etsy. You can go to places, and excuse my ADHD is all over the place today. I have not had hardly any coffee, so my brain is like wee all over the place. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna check in on some places to see what is the smallest amount of bright yellow submarine leather I can find. Yeah, but see, if she has a fireplace and she's using it, it serves a purpose still. um, I just can't dispose of something that has a purpose. It just goes against my brain power. Now, if I give it to Robbie and he burns it or throws it away, that's not my problem. It doesn't bother me anymore. It's just I can't do it. And I realized how bad it was getting during COVID that I was collecting it. And I had started folding it up and putting it in the small trash bags, like 13-gallon trash bags, I think they are, standard kitchen size. And I wound up with like 5 or 6 bags. So when I was going down to see Robbie the first time, I'm like, "Hey, dude, can you use this stuff?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, we can always use bubble wrap." And I said, "You need boxes?" He goes, "Oh yeah, we can use boxes." So I took boxes and bubble wrap down to him, and he's like, "Yeah, no, don't send me boxes anymore." Because when I send boxes, I send boxes. We collapse the boxes, stack them, and then tie them together. So we bundle them, and yeah. And most of the boxes he uses are smaller boxes anyway. So he probably still has some of the big boxes we gave him. Damn, that Jasper light looks pretty sitting there like that. But right here, you get that raw hematite just hanging out on top. And I can see the vein of it. So yeah, I'm really liking that. When Flutter showed this one, when she first found it and showed it, I was like, I have to have that rock. Yeah, see, it's serving a purpose. Okay, let me see what I got here. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, that's gorgeous. Open, bigger. I want to see it bigger. Bonehead. Now it's going to open it 15 times, I think. That's cute. Cute display, Marcia. Oh, cool. And here's the good one. It just removed your oh, there. Now the message is back. It was interesting because the message just disappeared. And now it's back. So, yeah. Oh, it's acting stupid. That's a perfect display then. Oh, come on, reconnect. I'm trying to reconnect my phone. Oh, Robbie sent me something. He must be teasing me. Okay. What did Robbie send? Robbie sent me multiple pictures. He is such a tease. See, I steal his amethyst, his fluorite that he wants, and he sends me things to tease me. He's just wrong. I just want you all to know that. Today at 8 something, he sent me 2 pictures. 2 pictures, Marcia, of some very interesting pieces. Now they're asking me to give blood. Last time they wouldn't let me give blood. My iron was slightly low. Well, I just told Robbie I hated him. It's okay. He knows I'm kidding. I told him that too, but yeah. He needs to watch showing me pictures like that. I want them. I want them bad. But see, they're unusual, and he knows. He knows I absolutely love the unusual, the weird, the unusual, the just. I'm the one that buys pieces that are broken because I think they look cool. So, yeah. Oh, well, I have a phone cord and I have a charging block. I do not know why they're in here. I will figure that out. Because I don't think I can plug that into my computer and expect it to do anything of goodness. I think it would be too much strain. Let me see. That's a Dr. Plague's mask. That's a ghost. That's a hat. And that's a horse. Yep, a little horse head keychain. They're not made yet. They're just patterns. Well, yeah, that's what I have to do now, Marcia, because I'm simply going to not have space for things. And right now, I really can't afford to buy anything. And Robbie, you're on speakerphone and I'm still live.
What, you don't like the giant mushroom?
I love both of those pieces. You know I like the unusual stuff.
Dude, that is so crazy. I just opened that box when we got all sitting at the gate.
Just close that box back up, put the unusual pieces aside until I get there at the end of April. Nobody else needs to see the weird stuff, Robbie.
Oh my goodness,
Can you guys hear Robbie? Out of curiosity, can you hear Robbie?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Oh.
Marcia says no. Kimberly Mills says yes.
Yeah.
Marcia might not want to hear you, though, because you're teasing her, too.
Some cool stuff. You'll see Friday night.
I'm not watching.
Okay.
If I don't watch, I can't miss it.
Then when you watch the rerun, you'll be like, damn it, Robbie.
I'll be like, thankfully I missed it. I didn't spend money I need to save up for a trailer. I'm actually hoping my homeowner's insurance covers it.
That would be cool.
Because it only covered $2,500. But if they cover $2,500 for another $500, I can get a 5x10 trailer.
Right.
Which is all I need.
Tori, I think you can buy the trailers cheaper here in Florida than you can in Georgia.
I have to check the pricing.
There's a place right in North Florida that sells them cheaper. That's where Jeremy bought his trailers. That's where everybody goes to buy their trailers. It's either in South Florida or North Florida or South Georgia. It's right up there on 75 somewhere.
Yeah, but I don't want to watch his video to find out where he bought anything.
No, but I'll tell you. I'll find out. Just Doug gets his trailers there too.
Because you know I have nothing to do with that channel.
I know, but Doug buys his trailers there too all the time. Everybody from around here goes up there to mine because they're the cheapest. And it's right Florida-Georgia line somewhere. It's either in Georgia or Florida. It's one of the two. It's right off I-75.
Well, that means I probably are passing it multiple times. Every time I go down there, I pass it.
Right.
But honeycombers, the honey is good this time.
Is it?
Yep. They're 3 for 3 for me. I like all 3 of them.
We'll see.
I like all 3 of them.
As long as it's not a floral bouquet, I'll be fine.
Well, one of them is hibiscus, which is not.
That might be good.
It's not an overpowering hibiscus, and another one is on wild.
Hibiscus tea is great.
Yeah, and there's another one that's wildflowers. It's multi-kind, but they're it's still not overpowering. It does not taste like old lady perfume.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yep.
So yeah.
Yep, it's as long as it's not like a bouquet of flowers, I'm fine.
Yep.
As long as it's not potpourri.
Yeah, I hear you.
All right. I'll see you on Lisa's later.
Yep, I'll be over at Lisa's shortly. Well, when she goes on, obviously, but
yeah, I won't be till probably about 11.
well, you always go on later.
I know, because I got done unpacked. I just ate, and I had to run to the store for my wife. And then I'll relax a bit and then go on.
Yep.
All right, honey. I'll see you later.
All righty. I'll see you later, Robbie. Bye. I think I have to hang up on him. He didn't hang up on me. Yeah, I'm going to get the name of the place that he gets where he's talking about with the trailer because, yeah. So I got this piece cut out. And this, I have it marked where it follows the line of the shoe itself. So this will go inside. And this will get cuts in it, wedge cuts in it so that it bends according to the shoe itself. But it'll go under in here somehow. I haven't figured this part out yet. I need to take 5 minutes to figure that out. But I want to put it between here. And then I'm thinking about getting some nails after I put it together to tack in here all around to nail it into this. Either nails or screws, tiny screws. Because I want it to stick in there. After I put the leather on here and stick it to this, I will use my smelly glue. It's a really good welding cement, rubber cement, really good at welding stuff together. They call it leather weld a lot of times. And I'll do that, and I'll weight it and squish it together and let it dry really well. Which I can undo this. I just had it where I could hold it because I filled in the edges a little bit from where it was messed up. I covered it with leather. So this will be the inside of the bag. It'll have this leather bottom on the inside of the bag. And I wrapped the edges. I used some leather filler that I have and put over it. That's what's in here because I wanted this to be smoother. It had gouges in it. It just didn't have an even bottom. I put some tape on it and some of that filler in here to give it a smoother edge. So when I glue it together, it'll hold really well. It also makes it where there's a little bit of a gap, which is what I need for cramming this. And see, that's where I run into problems because I can put it inside in the layers until I get to a certain point. And then here, it's not going to go in. There's just no place really to put it in here. And so I've got to figure out how I'm going to do that and maneuver around that. Or do I just settle and put the whole thing on the underside of it and still, nail it together? Do I just wrap it around the whole thing, or do I go ahead and work it like this for the beginning of it, and then put all this under here until I get up here, and then split this and do it differently up here, because I would still nail it into here. So that's something I've got to work out. Unless this just comes to here. If it comes to here and then the other piece kicks in, then it'll fit fine. Which I might have to make it do. Because that's what it looks like. It looks very close. So you guys get to see me figuring things out as I go. Curving this around is going to be the fun part. But I think I'm just going to run it to here. And then I'm going to have to see if I can get between these layers here. And because it might be a matter of there's a gap there and that I put glue in it and then I use a screwdriver to cram the leather in on both sides. So I'm feeling, where does the blade go through it? And the blade goes in pretty good. So I absolutely think I can screwdriver it in. Ah, not good that you have a eye thing going on. Must keep it safe. And it is actually going on 9:30, so that means I can log off of here, go do what I need to do before I go on to Lisa's. You know, do the things we got to do to get onto Lisa's and start thinking about how I'm going to put this together. I mean, I know I'm putting grommets in the back and it'll lace because this piece will go behind here. Actually, it might be the other one. Yeah, this piece will go behind here anyway. But these pieces go together and this will cover up the back where this will lace over it. It'll have chains that run across it. So these will actually be sewn together. I think it goes this way. Anyway, no, wrong way. It gets sewn together. It gets sewn together so it's upside down. That's why. I had it upside down. I had it upside down. So that one goes there. This one goes here. And basically it'll be under it. You see where they line up? And so it'll be sticking out like this over the heel of the shoe. But it'll line up where these pieces line up. Where those lines will line up. This will cover the back of the shoe. The heel part behind here. So this will come around here halfway because everything is half one side. This will come to this side. This one will connect to it and go to that side. This will be the cap off of the very top. And it'll have a zipper that comes through here. This will be cut out for the zipper. It'll have grommets here where the chain will be put through for the holding of the purse. And that zipper will come down to this. And it will zipper down the front to about right here. So it'll zipper from the top down to about here for access to getting into the shoe. That's what she wants. And that's what she gets. I might do a test on some of this scrap and see how well I can polish, if I can polish this up a little bit. What it's going to look, what it'll look like for her. But I just want to get this one going and get it finished so I can get it out the door. That'll be another commission down the done. I have some where people bought stuff for me in exchange for commissions. I think I have 3 of those. I need to get those done. And I have another paid commission I have to get done, which is another type of flat cap that has more panels to it. And then we'll start, when I get close to finishing everything, I'll start opening up for new commissions. So I hope to see everybody later. I will be over at Tulies in a Pod later. Let me see. Let me get all my stuff together here. At 10 o'clock, Tulies in a Pod will be on. They are normally on Tuesdays and Thursdays. They usually start up between 9:30 and 10 o'clock. Tonight is 10 o'clock. Thursdays is when they do their sales normally. Occasionally, they will do pop-ups throughout the week. It's one of the places I source some of the pretties that I buy. On Wednesdays and Sundays at 7:15, and on Saturdays at 5:15. I can be found hanging out at Rosie's Random Treasure. And if you enjoy fishing videos or rock hunting videos, rock polishing and stuff like that, you get a mix, because Flutter does ice fishing. She does lake fishing. She goes out and looks for rocks. Often when she sells rocks, she will go on to Tulies in a Pod and sell rocks from their channel. They will give her a time slot to do so. But she does her fishing videos, really fun to watch, both ice fishing and lake fishing. And then she drives around looking for beautiful specimens of rocks. And that's where I got some of my specimens, such as these 2 that are back here. I got from her, in addition to 3 other rocks I have. So Flutter Yo is always someone to go watch when you see her videos pop up. Stacy Northern Aurora Treasures also sells some rocks and gems and crystals and some 3D printed pretties. Does lives when the work time makes it available to do so. Work schedule dictates when the live schedule is on. And Fridays, all of us from these channels wind up hanging out at Get Swamped, where we will hear the update on what's happening at the farm, if there's any new babies born, if there's any acquisitions, because that does happen. Robbie will get called out that someone has abandoned an animal that is not an animal that can just be let go in the wild, and he will go get it. Or someone will drop a box off at his house with animals in it, because their dog was chasing the babies, and they didn't want the dog to eat the babies, so they bring the animal to Robbie, because they know Robbie can give it a safe haven. And then after he does that, he opens his mail if he had time to go to the post office, gives an update on any shipments that he sent out, anything he's received, and then he goes into sales. Right now he's been doing a lot of rocks, crystals, gems type sales. You can get anything from, I've seen pieces at $5 all the way up to $500 or $1,000. It depends greatly on what it is, how big it is, and the quality. Those are all factors in what he sells and what the cost is of those items. So you can find us all over there on Friday nights, hanging out, joking around with Robbie and telling him we hate him because he put up some pretties that just can't get right now. So I am on Tuesdays and Thursdays, usually between 5:30 and 6:30, depending on my work schedule, and on until right before Two Leaves in a Pod comes on. Monday, I usually stream a long stream. I will get on basically the same time, 5:30, 6:30, somewhere between there, and stream until I get tired of streaming or until everybody disappears. I will sometimes stream on Saturdays and Sundays earlier in the day, starting around 2 p.m., and stream until Rosie's Random Treasures coming online. I am normally doing some kind of leather work, or like today, I will do unboxing of things that come in and share those with you because I am multifaceted. My leather work is a portion of my life. I have a collection of vintage and antique sewing machines, none of which are at my house at this time because they're all in storage until I can make space in my home for them. I have a collection of rocks and gems. I have a collection of unicorns that are still in boxes from when we moved. The rocks and gems and crystals are more new, but I have them. And I do a lot of leather crafting and making things. I love making bespoke goods. Bespoke being totally custom items from the purchaser using their specifications in their size. It's not just making a hat that fits someone. It's them saying, I want exactly this color of leather and they point to they tell you what leather, what code it is on the leather chart for that specific leather seller. And you buy that hide to make them the hat with that specific leather. It's stitched in exactly the color they requested, to the size specification they've given, so that when they get it, it is exactly what they wanted. You have a good evening, Kimberly. And that is what I'm doing with this shoe purse. The lady had one she bought somewhere off a rack years and years ago. Can't remember who she got it from. Can't find another one. She's Googled. I've Googled. She just can't find anyone that sells them. Has not found anyone that would make them. And she's like, would you? And I'm like, sure, why not? I said, how about I go to the secondhand store and get an actual shoe, high heel shoe, to use as the base of it. Because what she had was leather like this, for all of this, glued onto a heel. And so this base piece was very floppy and flimsy. And I thought, if I could give her a purse that has stability, a really good stable base, and this is not going to bend. It looks more like a shoe. So I'm giving her that. I gave her the choice of what heel she wanted. She picked this one. The other one had a metal heel, which I might make that anyway. And obviously I have the other one of these, so I can make, with 2 pair of shoes, I can make 4 bags. And I have some ideas for where I want to go. I think I do want to make another one of these or 2. I absolutely know I can sell them. So, and while sitting here talking, I think what I'm going to do is when I put the leather in here, and I'm going to squirt some glue in here and use a screwdriver and poke the leather in there, is on this back piece, just because of what's going on this purse. It is chains. That is her style. And I am thinking of getting some studs, nails, some kind of nails with studs or something, and putting back here on the heel, which will serve multi-purposes of nailing it in, which I would glue. I would actually probably drill the holes partially, squirt glue in them, then nail it in so that it creates a better bond. The glue will help hold it in place. But put nails like spikes across the back of this, I think that would look cool. Some silver spikes on that. And actually I could do the same thing across, just like this whole edge is, make it spiked, either by screws or by nails. But yeah, I'm going to have to go research and see what I can find to do that, because I just think it would be a cool addition. I still have her chains here sitting literally at my table. These are the chains that were across the back from one side to the other. That is why these pieces have the holes in them, because these were connected through the holes going across the back. And I have 2, 4, 6, 7. Yeah, 7 chains, 7 holes. And for the actual purse straps, she had this chain. Inside there. It was really interesting because what they did was they just passed the chain through it and then connected it with these little key ring things. And that was how it secured, because this is bigger. This is bigger than the hole in the top. But this chain will be able to fit through it. Just. And then I will hold it there, and then I will run this piece from underneath, and that'll secure it. This top piece, I'm going to put something else on the back side of this to give it a little more stability also, to hold that, to hold the weight of that, just to make it more stable. But there's 2 of these chains, so she, she has pretty good length of chain here. There's 2 of these for the purse straps. So, and that is how it is. So she did ask me to reuse the same hardware that she already had because she liked it. I had debated on adding a little bling to it, but I don't know where I would put it because I only have this one piece. So it would have to be something that could only use half of this. And I thought about, putting it just like on the heel up here, but then with that chain above it, I don't know that that would look good. So I might save this for something different. Might save it to put on a fancy hat, because why not, right? So I will let you all go, and I am going to go use the facilities and be ready and be back for 2 Leaves in a Pod. I hope to see you there. I hope to see you back here on Thursday as we move forward with this shoe purse. I'm going to set up that live next. And you all take care of yourself. Be kind to yourself and others. Look after your own health. Self-care is sexy. Be sexy and do your self-care. It is important. And I will see you all Thursday. Bye for now.